one concept I want to hit on: the difference between black consciousness, being black and conscious, and being a revolutionary. What's the difference? Black consciousness has become very mediocre, has become acceptable. I would say people during Black History Month have some level of black consciousness, and black consciousness is allowed in society. I mean, hell, President Obama celebrates Kwanzaa. That's considered black conscious. So black consciousness has become a part of African American society and community. So it's not necessarily revolutionary. There's a place for it to fit. Just for an example, on Facebook, you can post a lot of black conscious stuff. There's no problem with that. They don't have a problem with, you posting some history stuff about Egypt and what we consider black consciousness. But when you start posting stuff that is actually revolutionary, that's against society, against the system, against the matrix, against the way their thought forms or their programming, when you start really going against that programming, then you're going to have a problem where they're going to kick you out of there and want to know what your real name is. And, that's revolutionary. So a lot of people fear revolution or are intimidated or uncomfortable with revolution, and they become very comfortable with what we call black consciousness. They're conscious of our history, but in order to institute the type of power we had historically, you're going to need more than consciousness. You're going to need to be revolutionary. You will become a revolutionary against this system and against this society in order to implement black rulership. How satisfied we are with our programming and the way society is today and the way the white man is, we don't really need a revolution or rulership or to exist the way we did in ancient times or in antiquity, because we're comfortable with, Section 8, Link, EBT, what do you call it, where they pay you financial aid. We're satisfied with disability, and we're satisfied with how society is set up ultimately. But we just want to have some historical knowledge about who we are to kind of go along with our satisfaction with white rulership, with white tyranny, with United States imperialism, living in a police state. We just want to, wear dajiki in our FEMA coffin. We don't want to really go against that institution, against that monster, and against that beast. Those who do are your revolutionaries. They have some challenging and radical ideas. They're trying to overthrow white rulership and the system of white supremacy to put black people on their throne, to implement true global, worldwide black supremacy. They're interested in manifesting that and making that happen. But those who are black conscious now are suppressing the revolutionaries, because black consciousness is a business. It's a market where you can sell DVDs and books, and you can go around and do lectures, and you can go to this college and this school. It's just an alternative way to view things, kind of like vegetarianism. It's an alternative. Instead of you eating meat, you eat vegetables. Instead of you seeing things from the white historical perspective, you see things from a black historical perspective. But you still, at the end of the day, are in alignment with the pathologies and the behavior and the customs, codes, and ethics of white supremacy. You're still in alignment with that. You just have a black historical context, and you have a little black pride inside of white supremacy. So now the black conscious people, because they have made so much money off of black consciousness, it's been such a product with their conspiracy theories and their historical books and their scholars and their teachers and their professors and their lectures and the debates. It's such a great money-making industry. It's such a niche market that now the so-called black conscious community has begun to suppress the true black revolutionary community. The so-called black conscious community started off as a black revolutionary movement. When you talk about Malcolm X and Harlem and the need for a black consciousness revolution, these are the words of Malcolm. Instead of it being about a black consciousness revolution, it has become about, it's no longer revolutionary. It's just an Afrocentric card in Walmart. It's just, buying some Kwanzaa candles from Walmart. It's no longer a true social revolutionary movement. So these so-called black conscious people now are intimidated, fearful about people who have different ideas from the way the white supremacy system operates, different cultural ideas, to the point where they have become more tyrannical and oppressive than the American imperialistic regime in and of itself. That you have more free speech and more right to say what you want to say and express your ideas under United States imperialism than you actually do have under the so-called conscious community. The so-called conscious community are the ones that snitching and flagging your posts that you're putting on Facebook. Here it is, Facebook is created as a medium for you to promote your ideas and post the stuff that you want. And people within your own constituency that you consider to be conscious are the main ones that are attacking you for the freedom of your ideas and your opinions. The black conscious community has become more oppressive because of its economic reality, its economic agenda. It has become more oppressive than the American government itself. And there's no way we can get to destroying and toppling white supremacy, American United States imperialism, if we can get beyond the tyranny within our own communities, within our own society, where alternative ideas are suppressed and attacked to keep you within a certain traditional line of Afrocentric thought in order to sell more books and DVDs and T-shirts and get more lectures and more events and more debates. The conscious community is no longer revolutionary, and the person that considers themselves black conscious is no more a revolutionary for black people than a white hippie. This is a fact. There's a difference now between being a black consciousness and black revolution. Black conscious people don't want revolution. They just want to lord superior historical, what they consider to be superior historical accuracy, historical accuracy. They want to parade that amongst white people and people of other nationalities and ethnicities. I mean, they're history buffs. It's a historical competition, you know, where people who consider themselves to be Moors and into Egyptology and Hebrew Israelites, that they know more about the Bible and these different historical contexts than anybody else. So they're gang-banging knowledge and information ethnically. They're not trying to change the rights and freedoms and manifest humanity for the masses of black people. They just want to gang-bang their historical ideas among other groups and other races. They want to say, look, I can stand up against a white Egyptologist as a black Egyptologist. I can stand up as a white historian as a black historian, or a black historian who has a white context. I can stand against him as a black historian with a black context. This is more relevant than social change, and actually manifesting the type of social change in our society that could end police brutality, that could end the poverty, that can end evictions, incarceration, biological warfare. We're not interested in implementing anything that's going to shake society, that's going to create more black love and manifest communalism and peace among one another. These true social transformations are not as important as how many different historical ideas we can recollect within a conversation. This is what it has amounted to for us. So when a revolutionary comes to a black revolutionary, a black supremacy revolutionary, black supremacy is revolutionary in and of itself. The grasp on black supremacy historically is not revolutionary. I mean, you can have a white historian that will confirm that King Tut was black, that can confirm what we call black history or African history. But they're not they're not about no revolution. But they can agree with every black scholar. There's a white scholar somewhere that agrees with every black scholar. But they're not revolutionary at all. They're not trying to destroy white privilege and overthrow white supremacy and neutralize white supremacy. They're just trying to, make sure they have a accurate, understanding of history. And the reason that an accurate understanding of history is so important to these white scholars is because if you want to strategically keep somebody oppressed and you want to know what you're up against, then you as well need to have an accurate understanding of history. You want to know how powerful and how strong those of whom you want to oppress. So an inaccurate perspective of history is no weapon in the forms of your enemy. He need to know what's going on. He need to know, your weight, your size, your speed. So an accurate understanding of history is as relevant to the white scholar as it is to the black scholar. But an accurate understanding of history is not going to be the equivalence of causing black revolutionary social change. This is a fact. Say, well, if we knew more who we are, then our society would change. No, we would just have so much pride that we would just buy the black version of every product on the market. Doesn't mean that we would socially change society anyway. That we knew our history and knew who we are. Because the people who do know who they are and know their history are not doing anything different from those who don't. They're college professors and hustlers on the streets and in electric circuits and selling T-shirts, and they're under capitalism and under the machine of white supremacy like everybody else. So what are those who know their history and knowledge, and what are they doing there? So what position are they in different from anyone else? At the end of the day, they're the same person as everybody else with a different historical context on reality. They have a black justification or overall conclusion of why they will continue to submit and be under white supremacy. I don't want you all to any longer confuse the black conscious person with the black revolutionary person. Black consciousness can lead to revolution if you become conscious enough, or you become super conscious and you're aware of what's going on in society, and your consciousness kind of expands beyond the box to keep you imprisoned in a nice little neat white supremacist bubble. When your consciousness expands beyond that, then you will ultimately become a threat, and you will be devoted and submitted to actually truly manifesting black revolution. That history just won't be enough for you. Being able to spit a few deep, dope lines in a hip-hop rap, black conscious rap, won't be enough for you. Going to a poetry slam to spit all your ancestral knowledge and wisdom won't be enough for you. You want to see the embodiment and manifestation of these ideas and things that to actually show up in society. You say, well, hell, we ruled then. Hell, you want to rule now. Now you becoming a revolutionary. When you say, hell, I'm not, since we ruled in the past, I'm not working for the white man. I'm not going to be under him and his education system and all his different systems and institutions, because now I know who I am. Fuck him. And I'm going to actually do something different. Now you're becoming a revolutionary. Now you're trying to implement different ideas, and, you coming with some free thought and free perspective from a different place. Now it's going to be a problem, because the whole thing about black history and Afrocentric scholarship is very rhetorical, where certain rhetoric is being passed along. I mean, it's not a lot of room for new ideas that could lead to social change. It's about dogmatism, me repeating what the scholars before me said accurately, and delving more into positions that they have already unfolded. That's really what it's about. But to really challenge some stuff in society that can cause people to think and open up their consciousness to actually do something different and to stand up for something, that's revolution. The black conscious person is not necessarily a revolutionary and not even interested in being one. They just want a utopic, euphoric high off the shit that they know. They want to be able to just have a different conversation on their lunch break and do something different with their vacation than the average Negro. But the true revolutionary don't even want to be limited within the time frame of a lunch break. Don't want to work for the white man. And they're not looking for a paid vacation to come along. They're interested in vacating the matrix altogether. Their entire life becomes a vacation, vacating from white supremacy in and of itself. That's your true revolutionary. So I want you all to look at what's going on in the so-called conscious community and give up your wishful thinking that these teachers and leaders that are out here, whichever one you may mention, they're not leading towards no damn revolution. They're leading towards how they can make more money at the end of the day. How they can fill up their damn pockets. How they can capitalize off of what you call black consciousness. They're not making a mistake, or they're not lacking knowledge, or it's not a lack of unity. There are different agendas that are going on. And there's two agendas. There's the agenda of the true revolutionaries that's willing to really destroy white supremacy. And there's the agenda of the black conscious capitalist that just really wants to eat off of what you call blackness, black consciousness, Afrocentricity. He wants to eat off RBG. He got RBG flags, RBG cigarettes, RBG blunts, RBG t-shirts, RBG shoes, RBG toilet paper. He wants to eat off RBG. He ain't trying to cause no goddamn revolution. That's a fact. He wants to use, it's nothing but a marketing niche. So they're mad now at those people who are actually sincere about causing social change. Because now we messing up the market. We saying, well, hell, we don't want another goddamn product. We want the reality that we signed up for creating and manifesting. We want free thought. We want change. We want empowerment. We want black free self-expression. We want black domination over white supremacy. We want black rulership. We want freedom from tyranny of white supremacy. We want power. We choose to have the power to create and manifest our own destiny. We want to rule, take over shit, dominate. We won't settle for less than that. We don't want an Afrocentric experience in white corporate America. We don't want a red, black, and green logo versus a red, white, and blue logo. We choose to create our own complete, total reality that's the opposite and beyond the limits of the one that people has most predominantly accepted right now. That's revolution.